Do I sleep? How often do I sleep? Quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah. No, because I practice a lot, as I was saying. Yeah, no, Really? Okay, well, it's an interesting question. Sleep is such an interesting thing. I need a good amount of sleep, and I try to get it so much, but on the road you can't sometimes. But it's an amazing thing how a simple thing like sleep can make a gig, you know, go well or not go well if you're just dragging. And so what I do now is I do a little meditation, and it helps clear my head, and it takes all the thoughts away. Because at night, when I go to sleep on the road, I'm thinking about the next day. I got to get up early. If I don't sleep well, am I going to be able to play good the next night? You know. So now what I do is I do a little meditation, and I focus on breathing and just myself. Like I kind of control my mind. My mind doesn't control me. So I stop all that little chatter that goes on, and I've been sleeping great lately. So I won't sleep well tonight because I got to take the car right when I'm done over to Gatwick, and I fly out tomorrow to play in Italy. So I don't have a lot of time to spend after the clinic this time because I got to go to the airport. So if you have questions, now's the time. Yes?
How long were you playing before you realised that you were improving on this?
So how long was I playing until I realized I started to improve? Yeah, you know, when I first started playing, I was enjoying the drums, and I was playing on some friends' kits. Started playing to records, you know. I played like live records, and you hear the music. I'm like, wow, I'm playing in front of those, you know, crazy kid stuff, right? And enjoying myself a lot, getting into some bands. And then I started hearing certain CDs that were coming out, that particularly like Permanent Waves by Rush. Everybody know that one?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I know what that guy's doing. And I thought I know everything. I don't know what that guy's doing. And I played on some bands when I realized that I couldn't do it on my own anymore. So I started to really buckle down, not only just practicing, but I took the lessons. And I was lucky to have a lot of great teachers in the area that really helped me. You know, and so, again, so the answer to the question, I was playing for a while, but then I really buckled down with the teachers when I needed to, and then I felt like I was growing at a much faster pace. And then when I said to myself that I was going to do this professionally, then I really buckled down, you know. And I went to music college, and I actually did English and stuff like that. You know, like I did the math class. I actually did real classes. That's how serious I got. You know, when I was younger, all I wanted to do was play drums and play drums. When I went to college, I got serious. I don't know what happened. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the right way. You know. So, great question. Anything else? Yes.
Yeah, I came to see your clinic last year.
Right.
You mentioned that you played with different sticks to warm up.
Yes.
I just wondering whether you still do that, or whether that was whether there's a reasoning behind that.
Yeah, that's a really great question, and I'm really glad you asked that question about playing with a little bit heavier sticks and stuff. I still do it to warm up and practice, and I'm going to do it here again when I go over my elements concept. But there's, you know, technique is a funny thing. I don't think that there are any real rules when it comes to hand technique, except for making sure you relax at all time. Because you don't want to overdo something and hurt yourself. You listen to your body. If you get pain, you stop. If you feel a tiredness, that's a good thing because you're working your muscles out, right? But I still use these I call them pad sticks. I used to play these old ones called 3S's. They were called by Bunkin or something. That's not the pad stick. What is that? Hold on. Here we go. So, this is Dom Fam's pad stick, and it's not that heavy. It's a little bulky, but when I'm on the pad, I throw it down and I get a lot of rebound. And it's a little bit more than using the, what am I using today? The swingers, the SD10s. And when I'm working out, it's almost like if you work out with weights, you do reps, right? If you say, so if you want to work out and say just pick up 100 pounds, kilos, whatever, once, right? And you don't work out with that. You work out with like 70 pounds. You do 1,000,000 reps, and it builds your muscles so you can pick up something once. So I look at this as like just a warm-up thing. It's a little bit heavier than my other sticks. It's got a lot of rebound. My fulcrum is a little bigger on it, so that makes a little bit of a difference, but I've been doing it for my whole life. And I do just free strokes. A free stroke is when you take the stick, you throw it down, and then you accept the rebound. So you throw the stick down, and before you even know, your mind can even track it, that stick is back in your hand. So it's like, bang, it's back up. So you throw the stick down, and the wrist follows the stick back up. And it happens so fast, it just you follow that rebound. So the biggest sticks, if you ever try a pair of these kind of bigger sticks on a pad, they have a really big, because they're dense, they come back fast. So it's a really good way of training yourself to what I call the free stroke or the downstroke. Throwing that stick down and accepting the rebound. But yeah, the sticks, they feel good. You can also mention like it's, like if a bat, if you ever play baseball, the guy puts the donut on the bat a little bit, takes a few swings, a little bit heavier, just kind of gets the muscles in shape. But I recommend definitely doing both, using this a lot and then using your regular sticks too, because you don't want to do everything with this, because when you go play the gig, you're playing the lighter sticks usually. But I do both. I do a lot on the pad stick though, because they feel good to me. I've been doing it since I'm a kid, and they just have a real nice feel and a nice rebound on them. Thanks. Great question. It's funny. My elements concept that I go over all the time. It's like I said, it's a concept, and sometimes I don't get to talk about technique. And I know so much about technique. I've put so many hours into technique, so I always like to talk about that too. And sometimes I don't get to it. So thanks for that question. Anything else?
Would you necessarily practice in the pad every time before you go to the kit?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, like I have a lot of friends that play, of course. But some of my friends could just go right to the gig and play and not womp at all. And they play great. Before I hit the drums, even when I'm practicing, I do 45 minutes at least on a pad, and 15, 20 minutes on my feet on the floor before I hit the drum set every day. Because I just feel like my thoughts, my technique's working for me then. When I hit the drums, they feel softer, they feel good. I'm not struggling, I'm warmed up. And that probably will help where you won't really hurt yourself, because if you go play too fast and strong on a kit, you can strain a muscle or just be tight. This way it loosens you up a little bit. So yeah, I know there's some guys I think that don't use pads, and some drummers are pro and some drummers are con about it. But I love the pad. I take it with me wherever I go. It's my best friend. Like I told you, I'm a little crazy, So, but yeah, I love the pad. Yes. Anything else? One more. Yes, right there.
What do you practice?
Good, excellent question.
Thank you.
I'm just going to take a sip of water. So when I'm practicing on the pad, I have a routine I do every day. And it's kind of my maintenance routine, because I put so many hours onto it already, and I still always want to move forward. But it's my maintenance kind of work your hands so you can go do your practicing on the drums, okay? So, I start out with the free strokes. I'll give you a real quick rundown, real quick. Start with just doing what I call free strokes, big strokes. And I'll basically do, I start my left hand, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3. 50 measures on my left hand. 50 measures on my right hand, 50 measures on my left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, about 120 beats per minute, real relaxed. And if you notice when I'm throwing that stick down, I'm just really trying to let the stick bounce up. As you practice this sort of thing, you'll see certain ones just relax and feel better than others. You'll say, that was a good one because it really came back. It's about really throwing that stick down and being relaxed, okay? So I'll do, 50 measures left, 50 measures right, 50 measures left, 50 measures right. And then I do triplets together. Even though triplets, both hands playing in more of a German grip where the thumbs face each other. I don't know if you guys know the positioning. There's like some new kind of lingo for the hand technique. But basically, my thumbs face each other in what they call the dramatic type grip. And then there's a French Tiffany grip. And somebody made this thing that they call the American grip in between. I don't know who said that, but this hand. And American grip. So it's sitting like that, right? So what I'll do is I'll get into my German neck grip here, and I'll just do triplets, and I'll play the triplets maybe 135, not that fast, but I play them together, and I do it, and again I time them like I mentioned with a click, and I do a minute each, and just 1 and 2, just 1 and 2. And try not to flam. I do it for a minute. And then I add triplets, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, triplet, 1, triplet, 2, triplet, 3, triplet, 4, triplet, 1. so on. And then I do it, and I keep going and adding more triplets to it. The thing is, it's slow and controlled. During this part of my practice, first I work on the bigger stroke, which is more muscle. Then I work on what I call a half stroke, and kept them clean together. And then I start working on low strokes. But my so the big free strokes, the half strokes there. Then I put the click on, and I do 16th note triplets to the click, and I time it. And then I start working on some pullouts for my double strokes. I want it to be clean. So I'm kind of making each note clean. I'm not playing. I'm playing each note. I do that slow. Then I work on my French Tiffany grip a little bit, and I get my fingers to engage. Just fingers only, no wrist. Couple minutes of that. Then I work on molars. And then I work on my elements where I do a roll like this. Which I'll go over with in a minute. It's more of a rudimental type thing to strengthen my hands with that. And then I get on the feet, and what I've been talking to Derek about lately is if you want to get fast on your bass drums, we've been talking that, you know, it's good to almost practice slow and for periods of time, and the strength that you develop within the muscles of your calf and your ankle muscle gets stronger, and you're able to actually get faster by practicing for periods of time slow. So so I've been working just sitting there doing 16th notes like around 120, real slow on the flat-footed, and just playing on the floor. So I'm really simple and slow with my feet, and that's been strengthening them a lot too. Instead of always going really quick and stopping, it's better to slow it down a little bit and be able to do periods of time and let the muscles grow. And be patient over a few days, all of a sudden, well, really weeks, all of a sudden the strength starts to come. When the feet get stronger and stronger over the months and months, when you go to kick into high gear with the feet, it's there for you, without getting tense, you know, and being able to kind of hopefully have some endurance. You know. Yeah?
You mentioned that you're playing with your feet flat, with your heels down. Is that just the way you play it, or is that because you reckon?
That's one part of my practice. I've been doing it lately, is flat-footed on the floor. When I'm on the pedals, my ankle's always up, the heel is up. And then what I also do with my technique is, I do an opposite thing on my bass technique that I do. It's interesting. A lot of guys do heel, toe. I do heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. I do heel, toe sometimes. And I don't know why. I've just been doing it since I'm a kid. And it feels really comfortable on certain things. And then certain things I use the other techniques. So what I'm trying to say is there's many techniques. Find the use for all of them. You don't have to only do one technique. So when I'm doing my doubles, I'm doing kind of like it's almost opposite. It's not toe heel. It's heel toe, and it helps me on certain phrases that I play. It just kind of helps with a fluidity that I like. But then on other things, I'm doing a really strong rock groove. I'm going to have my heel up, and I'll be doing toe heel. So there's many techniques, and the keys. I practice so many and all these different things, but I think what I can leave you with and share with you with it is that they're all valid, and if you take your time with them and put the time in it and do it for periods of time, not at your maximum level, but a little bit slower than that, and you build it up every day, that's the way the technique gets stronger. Okay? Cool, well, thanks for asking some questions. That was kind of fun. I mean, I like my clinics to be different, so it's just nice to get some feedback and just talk drums like our drum buddies here, which that's what we are. But